Cat Williams. How you guys doing? I'm gonna have a honest discussion about Cat Williams with myself because discussing things with you, maybe you want to leave a comment or whatever you want to do. But let's talk about Cat Williams because he's been all over the internet because he did a interview with Shannon Sharp, which he says that he reveals everything about Hollywood and everything else like this, and people believe him. And they think a cat's honest and everything else. Now, I have no idea who Cat Williams was 16 years ago when I was in Sweden. I believe I was living in Sweden. Then his his uh his comedy popped up somehow or another in my life in Sweden, and yeah, so I listened to some of his comedy. Now, my favorite comic of all time is George Carlin, followed by Eddie Murphy. I can't even pick a third. But yeah, it's George Carlin and Eddie Murphy. And yeah, if I had to pick a third, then I would probably pick Richard Pryor. And then so I listened to this was 16 years ago. I listened to some of Cat Williams's comedy, his stand up, and I didn't like it. I'm not gonna say it's terrible and it's bad because other people seem to like Cat Williams and like it and think he's funny. But then other people also think that Amy Schumer is funny, and I don't think she's funny. So let's talk a bit about this thing with Cat Williams and why I don't think he's funny and why I don't think he's a good comedian. He sucks. He really and truly is. So out of if you're gonna categorize someone into by their skin color as a black comedian, he's the worst black comedian to date. Yeah, he is the absolutely worst black comedian to date. And we live in an age with people like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is a terrible comedian. Really, really terrible comedian. But everybody says, "Oh, Cat Williams is much better, 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 better. Cat Williams is better." Now, I have another phone over here. I have this video in front of me from YouTube about 15 minutes of Cat Williams. And I'm gonna play this and then we'll talk about why I don't like Cat Williams. And you'll be able to hear exactly why I don't like Cat Williams. Control of. You done got with a nigga, now you talking about you fucked up my self-esteem. Bitch, it's called self-esteem. Now, as you listen to this, I'm gonna keep talking. Cat Williams is one of those comedians that just cannot help, or one of those celebrities, like these rap stars and other people in the black community, just love using the N word, and I hate this. This is derogatory and just brings the entire black community down to a level that's below slavery, because it is with every fiber of my being, whenever anyone uses this word, it just makes me feel terrible, sad that they have to use this word all the time. It's like listening to a episode of Deadwood where instead of saying fuck, 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 motherfucker, they're using the N word every few seconds. Now, a lot of people in the black community might say, yeah, but there's no problem with doing it if you're black. There's a lot of problems with doing it if you're black. You're an idiot. You are a misaligned mentally decrepit idiot if you think that using the N word makes anything better in the black community. In your music, in your comedy, in your writing, if you have to use that word, but as you listen to this, how many times is he using this word? And you know, because this is, to me, it's disgusting. It's really, truly disgusting to just listen to Cat Williams as he goes into every diatribe and every supposedly joke, because he doesn't tell jokes. Nothing about Cat Williams is funny. Not one thing. Except, oh, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The one thing is, he dresses funny. A lot of people say he dresses stylish, he dresses upbeat, he dresses like a celebrity, and every celebrities dress this way, and he's on stage. He's a stage performer. He dresses for the stage. Well, yeah, it's still, even if it is stage dress, it's ugly stage dress. Now, using the word motherfucker or the word fucker every once in a while is okay. And even Eddie Murphy, as much as I like him, he uses the N word, but he uses it like once or twice to emphasize a particular set of circumstances for a joke that is very good. He's already got the joke, and people are already laughing. He's already got his punchline delivered and everything else, but he rarely uses the N word because it's unnecessary, and this is part of what makes him funny. And this is why I like George Carlin also, is because he can make comedy without doing this. But Cat Williams, it comes out of his mouth, and this interview with Shannon Sharpe, he also says that this man disrespects the entire black community over the entire globe, African, German, from the United States, Canada. He disrespects all of you. He has no idea about what it is to be black. The man says, "Yeah, I'm homeless and everything else, and I came up from the community and everything else." So did I. But it doesn't mean that I go around using this word all the time. And if you listen to his jokes, and I'm gonna increase the volume a little bit and let you listen to a joke, what he says is funny, or what people think is funny. So Skittles joke. No, I mean, and it's not even nowadays that people like to use the word cringe. But no, you know what? When Cat Williams gets on stage and I see his comedy, it just disgusts me. There is no cringe involved. It's just truly disgusting. So all this, all these people putting giving credence to Cat Williams and saying, "Yeah, you gotta trust Cat Williams." These people are stupid. Cat Williams himself is stupid. He's a generalized idiot. He's not funny. And if I had to say, if I had to if I had to pick a choice between comedians that I don't like, and then which one would beat out Cat Williams, yes, it would be Amy Schumer. Because Amy Schumer is absolutely the worst. She is terrible. But I would listen to everything that she has to say rather than listen to anything Cat Williams has to say. Now, in this interview with Shannon Sharpe, he says he's going to open up the real deal in Hollywood and everything else, and blah 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 blah, and Kevin Hart and these other things. Yeah, they're trying to make all black men wear dresses and turn them into homosexuals. There's the Illuminati. He's against Oprah Winfrey and all these other people and everything else. And people believe this idiocy. This is just total idiocy. Cat Williams is not a smart man. You know how I know that he's not a smart man? Because he can't come up with any dialogue or any comedy that doesn't contain the N word. And this is the same thing I say whenever I listen to rap music. I don't listen the N-word rap. It's like, oh yeah, we can use it because we're black. Yeah, if you are a rapper and you say you can, I can freestyle rap, I can do whatever, blah 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 blah. I'm the best rapper around the world and everything else. But when I listen to your music, then for you have to use the N word 100 times in your music because you can't think of a word, you can't think of a line of dialogue that actually works other than this words. To me, that's not creativity. That's laziness. And this man is the laziest comic in all of comedy. And so I wasn't gonna say anything about this video before because I hate giving notoriety and influence to people that I don't like. I don't like Elon Musk, so I don't talk about Elon Musk. But Cat Williams is this thing where people are saying, yeah, he broke the internet with this interview and everything else, and Shannon Sharp is like with everything. I don't know why Shannon Sharp and and other people in the black community don't call him out for this, because if like I said, one of the things that people always talk about is how young people like to use the word like valley girls, and because they're mentally incapable of using proper grammar, mentally incapable of learning proper grammar. So they have filler words, and the filler word is like. Oh my God, like, who says things like that? Like, who are these people? And this is exactly what I get with Cat Williams. A long time ago, there's a movie called The Last Boy Scout. One of the Wayans brothers and Bruce Willis were in this movie, The Last Boy Scout. Now, at the time, I was working security in a theater, and so I walked in on that, just to check out the theater, make sure everything was cool. And the first thing at the Last Boy Scout, which they cut out in the later versions of the Last Boy Scout, was this song, this rap song. And the only thing in this rap song for the first 5 minutes of this rap song was inward, 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 inward. Yeah, and it said inward, 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 inward. And at first I thought, okay, so the Last Boy Scout is about slavery, or how today's society was affected by slavery, and how black people are being misaligned. But it wasn't. It was just the producers and the directors and people making the film choosing a song that uses the N word in it, and only the N word in it. For 5 minutes, I had to listen to this abusive crap that other people says is good nowadays. And the one thing about this is none of this stuff is good. Now, people might, and I really and truly hate the fact that black people have to explain away this stuff. It's like, yeah, you're a white person and you can't use this word, but if you're black, you can use it all the time and every day, and in place of every other adjective, pronoun, and every other grammatical part of the English language is replaced by the N word. And like I said, it's like listening to an episode of Deadwood where everybody just says fuck all the time. So yeah, I have no respect for this man. None at all. And you shouldn't either. If you're black, you should not have any respect for this man. He is a blight on the entire global black community. You can listen to what he has to say about Hollywood. You can say, yeah, I like him and everything else. And you're free to do that. You're also free to become a Scientologist or a Christian. And this is also another thing, is that a lot of comedians have religious beliefs. And George Carlin was an atheist, but a lot of other black comedians have religious beliefs, but they don't bring it into their comedy. Cat Williams does. And Christianity is second in line for ruining the black community. The black community is now, there's a lot of community and church work, and so I give them a pass on the fact that Christianity does bring black people together to some degree, but Christianity also has made black people very poor. And you think, oh wait a minute, how is Christianity making black people poor? I'll explain that in another video. But if you really want to know, is that yeah, Christianity makes black people poor. It makes it harder for you to go through life. And people like Cat Williams not only make people look at us, not only, his comedy not only makes black people look bad in the face of all the other races or cultures, it's just hard to listen to. Really hard to listen to. I mean, I grew up in a time where people would buy albums, and so you would buy a comedy album. You know, when Richard Pryor and other comedians went on stage in the on television and everything else, and did their concerts and everything else, they would watch their language. It would be a redacted form of their comedy. But if you wanted to hear them use curse words or hear them use the N word, then you would buy their album, and then all of this stuff would be in these recordings. But their stage work for television and live situations was always cleaned up for the general audiences to listen to. So you had that choice between listening to what you see on television and enjoying that, or you could pick up this vinyl album and then listen to all the things that make you angry. Now, I'm not going to explain to you why this makes me angry, and you may not think that it should make me angry, but I'm saying to you, shut the fuck up. Because if you're black and you believe that any of this stuff is not detrimental to the black community, there's not enough time on YouTube for me to make enough videos to explain to you why this is bad. You will have to figure it out for yourself. But in the meantime, I really wish that black people would stop promoting people like Cat Williams. And poor Kevin Hart is taking the brunt of this abuse, and his comedy is absolutely horrific in comparison to Cat Williams. I I was like, okay, wait a minute. Cat Williams is bad, but Kevin Hart, at least I can take maybe 5 or 10 minutes of it. But if you listen to this, I'm gonna play you out on this video with this man just being himself, supposedly.
CNN said they wasn't gonna show it while they were showing it in slow motion and put subtitles under this bitch so you can understand what he was saying clearly. Oh, no, stop it, you're killing me. I am the president.
I'm watching this right now, and he's doing this slapstick falling down and stuff like this, and it's like something that Jim Carrey would do, something Jerry Lewis would do. But it's not funny when he is doing it, because the jokes are disconnected. All of his dialogue is disconnected. He is a terrible storyteller, and this is the thing that's great about Eddie Murphy. Yeah, because you remember everything that Eddie Murphy says. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna fart in the bathtub. Hey Joe, get that lighter fluid out here. Get that lighter fluid out here. Yeah. Give me some gasoline. Put that gasoline on there, Charlie. Give me a bit of gasoline on there. Oh, that's okay. Charlie's on fire. Yeah, roll his ass around on the grass. Yeah, roll him around. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. So you remember stuff that in Eddie Murphy's comedy. You cannot remember anything in Cat Williams' comedy because there's nothing funny. And there's nothing you can remember about Amy Schumer's comedy because there's nothing funny. If you have to pick a female comedian, pick Sarah Silverman, not Amy Schumer. Sarah Silverman, not only is she beautiful, person inside and out, she is funny. She is really goddamn funny. so, so and to end this all with, I will do another video on this because what I'm going to do is see what happens in the next few weeks when this kind of internet thing dies down, this breaking the internet thing dies down, and see where people go with this thing. Because right now everybody's on Cat Williams' side and saying a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's Cat Williams right, and they're making videos about this and living off of the notoriety that can be delivered by. Okay, and even his political diatribes are just terrible. The man understands nothing about politics. This is where all again George Carlin and Eddie Murphy understand what they're talking about. He does not understand what he's talking about when he makes his jokes. He needs to go back, start over, and remake himself. Or even better yet, from my point of view, if he's got a few $1,000,000 and stuff like that, go into retirement. He's in his 40s, 50s, or something like that. Maybe he's getting closer to 60 than he was at 50. Yeah, Cat Williams should just retire and just say, yeah, I had a good run. I had some fans for a while and everything else. But I'm through living off of making the black community look bad because that's what he's doing. He's making every black man in the world look bad and making money from that. And that's why I don't like him.